Welcome to the Basics Getting Started Guide. In this guide, we intend to cover, as the name implies, the basics of the software. We're going to cover interface elements, common terminology, the general use of the software. Let's get started with the interface. As you can see, when the software opens, you have a drawing area and various palettes. If you look at the drawing area, you'll see the background color is an off-white. This is to indicate that you're in a top plan view. If you switch to a 3D view, you'll see the background changes to a shade of green. If you go into a perspective projection, you'll see that you get a green gradient that represents the ground plane below the horizon, and a blue color gradient that represents the sky above it. If we go to a sheet layer, for example, you'll see the background then changes to a white color. These different colors are designed to help you distinguish between different views in the software, as well as projection settings. If we go back to a standard top plan view, you'll notice a gray border. This border is the page area. This indicates the printable area within the document. If you go to File, Page Setup, you can turn on and off the visibility of the page boundary, or turn on page breaks, as well as change the size of the page area. Now if you look at the page area, you'll see it has different zones. These zones indicate the location of any page breaks. These are determined by your print settings. Also, you'll notice there is a blue grid within the page area. This blue grid is the reference grid. If you go to Tools, Smart Cursor Settings, and click on the Grid category, you'll see the options for the snap grid and the reference grid. If you look to the top and left side of the drawing area, you will see white rulers. These are used to give you an X and Y reference location within the drawing area. They are based off of your unit settings within the file, as well as your scale. At the bottom of the drawing area, you'll see a gray bar. This bar is called the message bar. To the right side of this bar, you will see current X, Y, length, and angle coordinates of your cursor. The message bar will also give you general help tips. For instance, if you put your cursor over top of a tool, you'll see on the left side, you get general information about that specific tool. You also see message alerts on the right side. These can be progress bars indicating saving, updating, importing, or rendering. You can also see warning messages or indications of deleting or undoing an action here as well. At the very top of the drawing area, you'll notice the menu bar. It contains common menus like File, Edit, View, Modify, Model, Tools, Text, Window, and Help, as well as specialized menus depending on your installed product, such as AEC, Landmark, Spotlight, or Event Design. Below that bar is the title bar. The title bar displays the current file name of your document. Below the title bar is the view bar. Starting from the left, you'll see there is a previous view and next view button. These allow you to quickly navigate between zoom in, zoom outs, pans, or other view changes. Next, you're going to see the classes button. This button will bring up the organization dialog box showing all classes in the document. Next to that is the active class pop-up. This pop-up shows the current active class and allows you to change the active class. Next we have the layers button. This button will also bring up the organization dialog just like the classes button did, except that it will go directly to the layers or the design layers tab. Next to that is the active layer pop-up. Again, this shows the active layer and lets you set the active layer. Now we have the Look at Working Plane button. This aligns the view to an active working plane. Next to that is the Active Plane pop-up. This will allow you to choose between layer, screen, or automatic plane settings. Now let's take a look at the Save Views pop-up. This lets you set and switch between any save views. The next three buttons involve changing your view. First is the Fit to Page area button. This zooms in on the current page area. Next, we have the Fit to Objects button. This will zoom in on any selected objects, or if no objects are selected, we'll zoom out to fit all objects in the document. Then we have the Zoom button. This button zooms in and out at set intervals. Or you can choose a level from the current zoom pop-up. Next section contains current view options. First, there are two modes. We have the active layer plane views and working plane views. Active layer plane views toggle between views based off of the active layer plane. Working plane views toggle between views based off of the set working plane. Next is the current projection pop-up. This allows you to choose between different projection types, such as orthogonal or normal perspective. Our final button is the render mode pop-up. This one allows you to choose from various different render modes depending on your installed products. At the far right of the view bar, you're going to see a menu button. This button toggles on various visibility options of the view bar itself. For example, if I click on it, I can turn off the previous and next view buttons on the far left. Below the view bar is the toolbar. On the left side of the toolbar, you're going to see modes for the active tool. Currently, we have the selection tool active, and you can see there are various modes. Depending on the tool, your options will change. So if we go ahead and click on the rectangle tool, you're going to see these change, and we now have a different set of modes for the rectangle tool itself. To the right of the tool modes, you'll see some text. This text contains tips about the mode currently selected for the active tool. On the far right side of the toolbar is the Quick Prefs menu button. This allows you to turn on quick access links to commonly used preference settings. For example, I can go down and turn on black background. This gives me a button that lets me quickly toggle between the default background color and a black background. Coming up in the next video, we're going to cover the palettes and workspace system.